Alright, greetings everybody, Mr. Serious here, and I'm going to do a little project where I'm going to pour my paint onto this piece of fabric. This fabric I have gessoed. Don't mind these coffee stains on it. Aside from gessoing it, I've also polished it to give it a nice smooth finish. The colors I'll be using, well, I've got a gold glitter by WAVERLY, a rose gold glitter. I've combined the two of those together to get this stuff right here. I hope it looks better on as a finished product than it does right now. It's all mixed with Elmer's glue, all my paints, and after those I've got a Peacock color by WAVERLY and a cobalt blue and something called ink. I'm gonna call it black ink. Mix them all with Elmer's glue, get them all a healthy shot of silicone, and I'm gonna put some apple barrel white onto this board before I start adding these in a dirty pour. So let's get the show on the road. Get my camera set up here. That looks decent. And see if I can't get some magic done. First we'll get my apple barrel white onto here. Apple barrel white does not have any silicone in it. And there it is on there. Get this moved around. Okay, we'll get some more of that on. By the way, folks, this is my second pour. My first one I did about 6-7 weeks ago. Oh, I don't know. Somewhere back in early February. Today's March 25th. And we can see that this is not pouring around too good. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to have to take my fingers to this, aren't I? There we go. The colors I chose was inspired by Mickey Art, Michelle Idhouse. She had poured some over a album cover that was melted and shaped into a plant holder, I guess, a plant pot. And I just liked the colors so much that I thought I would have to try them myself. So we'll get this apple barrel white spread out. Aside from Elmer's glue, I've also added some water to each one, about 10-15 milliliters or so. And as I said, my silicone. Bit more of this paint right about here. There we go. Yes, my second pour. So if I seem a little uneasy or uncertain of what I'm doing, you can be sure that is the case. Okay, uncertain and unsure of what I am doing. Just trying to have some fun. Alright, that paint as even and level as I can. One of my biggest inspirations out there, of course, is Rick Cheadle. Watching his work is just always so amazing. He gets spectacular results every time he puts out a video. The smoothness and the quickness of which he operates, it's just so amazing. He does use a lot of tools, swiping and poking and pulling, manipulating. I'm not going to be doing much of that. I just want to get some paint on the canvas and see how it looks. I really don't see me doing much manipulating. Okay, all my white looks about as level as it's going to get. So we'll just put this canvas down, get the fingers wiped, and I'm going to hit this white with a torch. It's a very tiny torch. It's really not much, but hopefully it does the trick. There we go. Want to get all the air bubbles out that could be in this white. If there are in fact any yet, I can see them coming up as the torch is passing over. Definitely a lot of air bubbles coming up. They're microscopic, but I definitely see that this torch is having a good positive effect. And that's enough of that. Torch off, stand up, and set her down. Okay, the paint. I'm going to prepare my dirty pour. I'm going to get some white in the bottom of this here. And this white paint, I do believe, will be adding a shot of silicone to it. Got my WD-40 silicone lubricant, and here's a quick blast. Alright. I heard something go in, didn't see much go in. And I'll leave it at that. And as I said, all these paints do have silicone. The colors next, of course, are my rose gold mixed with gold. This here Peacock, I've blended in some of this cobalt blue because I want to get a vermilion color. That's what Michelle Hidhouse had used in her combination. I don't remember what order she put them in, but we will get in some of the Peacock Vermilion. Okay. And now some of the cobalt blue. After the cobalt blue, I will go for some of the rose gold. with gold. Michelle at House had used, she didn't use rose gold glitter with gold glitter. She used iridescence hue, and I don't have that in any of my paint collections, so I had to come up with something that might be similar, and hopefully it's similar enough. Get some black in there, and now I will go back to the vermilion. Actually, I'll go to some rose gold again with gold. I really do hope that the gold rose gold combination looks better on the finished product than it is in this cup. Looks a little muted, but hey, I guess that's the idea behind the iridescence. There really wasn't much to see on it. There's some black. Get some cobalt blue in there. As you can see, I'm getting good height with these additions to my dirty pour. And back to the vermilion. Vermilion is going in. And to the rose gold combination. There we go. And I've pretty much used up 2 ounces of each paint. There's some left in here. Let's get a good height with this black. There. I haven't added any white with all these. I've got white at the bottom, but I can only hope it works out. Well, here goes pour number 2. Oh Lord. Flip cup, folks, or ribbon pour. Yeah, I really don't want to do a flip cup, but I'm going to. I'm going to chip this over with the confidence of Rick Cheadle. There it is. Ooh, that's slipping and sliding. And letting it settle down. See, some of it came out over there. Nice little effect going on with this black. I'm now going to lift the flip. What's it gonna be? Gonna be a lot of paint. Oh Lord. Set this cup aside. Rose gold is seen to have disappeared, but I do see some glitter here and there. Now when Michelle did her pour, she was going over her flower pot made out of an album, and it was really stunning to see. It had just great color. I can see I'm gonna have a lot of paint here, but we don't want to leave too much on the canvas. And we're just gonna stretch it out. this canvas. It's, oh, I'd have to say, with my hand being 8 inches in length, it's a bit more than 12 inches. It's about 12 inches across. I'd like to keep a lot of this white up here. Geez, this is looking great. Really not wanting to lose the paint. It's gonna take a few days to dry. Sure wish my gold was more apparent. And I probably should be pouring a lot off. I think I'm gonna keep it like that. The cobalt blue's looking nice right here under my thumb, and I don't want to lose it. I'm gonna set it down just like this. Get my hands wiped clean. I'm just spinning this so my fingers can get some paint on the bottom of this canvas. This canvas, as I said, I just took some cloth and put some gesso on it. It's a homemade canvas. There. Now I've got to get my hands cleaned or dried. Take old Amazing Spider-Man here. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size. Catches thieves just like flies. Hey there, there goes a Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud. He's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a web? Take a look overhead. There goes a Spider-Man. Alright, so what I've poured on would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, along with the white, ounces of paint. That would be on top of what white paint you see me place onto the canvas. Now, really not too keen on cells all over the place, but the reason I put the silicone in was just to be like everyone else. Of course, this being my second pour, I don't want this to come out badly as my first pour. My first pour, I was having fun with it, trying to do a take on The Wizard of Oz. And I just destroyed it, taking swipes to it and putting a hair dryer on it. And in the end, it was just nothing at all like it should have looked. What I'm doing here with the torch, of course, is getting rid of my air bubbles. And I can see some effect this torch is having. I'm seeing tiny, tiny spots popping up with each pass with the torch. But hopefully when this thing dries, it dries successfully. Not all cracked up and hazed up or crazed up and looking totally nothing like this. But there you go, folks. I'll show you what the results are in a few days. It's Sunday, March 25th. We'll come back, say, on Wednesday. Thank you, folks. Have fun. Okay, folks, it's been about 48 hours since I made this pour, and I've placed a sealer on it. It's basically just Mod Podge, using the gloss Mod Podge, and well, actually, it's not gloss; it's matte. Excuse me. This is what happens when you leave too much paint on the canvas. You get all this cracking. These blue blotch, this blotch right here, oh god, it was something I tried to do to fix it. This was the cobalt area that I remarked on that looked so nice, but it's not so nice anymore. It's my second pour. I'm learning, and this is what I ended up with. It's, you know, it's not a total loss. It's not great. Might not even be good, but it's part of the learning curve. What I did with the paint that I had left over was I poured it onto a wooden table top, and I'll show you that in a moment. Just giving you some good close-ups on this here. Definitely too much paint left over, and too much paint on the canvas that led to this cracking that you see right here. So I'm gonna get better. I mean, can only get better. But thank you for checking this out. And with the leftover paint, I did make this on the wooden tabletop. Here's what the wooden tabletop looks like on this side, and we'll just turn it over and show you what I got here. Sorry about the lighting, folks. Let me switch this overhead light off, and there we'll see with just the camera lighting. This is what I did with the leftover paint. As you can see, this wasn't poured too thickly, and it was spread out nice and thin, so I had no cracking. As far as cell formation, well, like I said, I'm not too big on cell formation, and lo and behold, I don't have much. On my target painting, there is some nice work going on here with the black floating up on top of the cobalt. That I liked, and that I hope to, you know, maybe get a better grip on. Learn as we go, though. There it is. Mr. Serious's pour number 2, and number 3 if you want to count this one. Thank you very much.